Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. It's this bit up here that I want to see how we're doing. Let's bring you back there. It does go quite high on the line here. See, I reckon we could go just about up to that placed stone right there. There's one placed stone there. I reckon we could go just about up to that. It's a little bit uneven just here in front of this building, but that building I can't get rid of. That's one thing that we're not going to be able to do, is get rid of that building. So what I think I am going to do a minute, though, is I'm going to come down along here, and I'm going to just finish this out on this side, and then I can set the hired help going, and that can go and do all of the rest of this. There's going to be anything else that I need to worry about with it, and bring you back round that way. How far up am I going to have to go? About there, I think. Right, let me try that. I've set the hired help going so that it's going in a nice straight line. I could have been over a little bit further than that. Hopefully now that one's just going to work backwards and forwards and fill all of this in. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good, I think. Right, okay, well that one will carry on there and go and do that. You are still whizzing off down across the field there. You here have finished this bit. I'm going to drive up to the other end and double check that we have actually done everything up there, just because we've got the trees up there, so I can see already there are 2 thin strips up there that haven't been done. There's actually 4 strips that haven't been done up here. And that's purely because of the trees, I reckon. It's purely because of how the trees are, which makes it a bit more difficult for it to align because of how this mod does do its aligning. So that's kind of to be half expected. So we'll just do a little bit of craziness going in across here like this and pick all of that out. That's it. Right, we're done. Let's fold you up and let's get you back down. Next one that is going to be planted is going to be beans using these, because sunflowers is going to be after that. I'm going to need one of them for planting grass, so we'll leave the other one up here. That one is going to be then be able to go out to that grass field, but we got to do all the ploughing and stuff up there. I've got the Valtra up there. Yeah, I'm going to unhitch this one, and I'm going to put the plough onto this tractor, and I'm going to run it up there. The Valtra is staying up there. It's got the forage wagon up there, so I don't want to, like, take an extra machine up there on the tractor, because it means extra trips coming back again. So if I just do it like this, put that one back in the shed there. There you go. Fantastic. And then I can grab that plough, and I can run that out. That's then ready to start enlarging the field. We're down to 8,600 euros at the moment. Skid to a halt round there, and then whiz back in here and get that one like that. Off we go. So now I can get you over to the cattle yard. Well, not actually to the cattle yard. No, it's a fair bit closer than that. I was wondering if I should go along the other road. You know, we haven't really taken the scenic route yet, have we? Something that's always baffled me is why there isn't a little bit of a road across there. Right, you've got this road that goes the rest of it, and the other thing that baffles me is why you've got a road along the top of this field right here, which then goes up between these two, and there's no connection. You just got that bit, and then you got another road over there, and it goes all the way around that one, which seems utterly, utterly pointless. So then you come in around here, and then you slide it back on in onto this one. So what I used to do, naturally, was plough up most of this. This road here, I would plough up. The one in between those two, I'd plough up. This would just be one big field. And then I plough this one here up. But I would leave that one going around the edge there, purely because it made life a little bit easier for, like, getting to the very edges of the field up there. It just made things a little bit simpler if I could do it like that. And that's probably what I'll end up doing this time as well. We will leave that bit on the top, and we'll plow up all the other roads. Get rid of them completely. So if I bring this one up, I'm just going to sit this one by the sidelines right here. He's going to be there ready and waiting, but he's not actually going to go and do anything just yet. He'll be raring to go in a minute. Let me just go and have a look at that mower a second. Right. He's got a little bit to go yet before he finishes his mowing. And then he's going to be... Well, the hay turning won't actually take that long. The raking, that'll take a minute or two. You're very nearly almost finished. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this one back, and I'm going to put that right onto the edge over here like this. I'm going to start you up like that. And then I'm going to take you up that side there. So I don't have like a big overhang, which potentially the machine could stop partway down because of the fences and that. We all know that it does weird things. Right, so I will take this one next, and I'm going to unhitch that one. I'm going to take the Garrett cot right here. We're going to load that one up with slurry, and I'm going to spread a bit of slurry right here onto this grass field. Nice and easy. Start loading that one up with our first 8,000 litres of slurry, which we can go spreading. Organic farming. We get this down to this end down here. We will put slurry on the other field as well. Actually, no, we won't, because when we plant it, there'll be fertilizer planted in with it. So we probably won't need to. Yes, there's fertilizer being planted in with it, although I'm thinking if we're doing organic farming, I don't know if I actually did that last time, but if we are like properly doing organic farming, then maybe we didn't ought to be putting fertilizer in when we plant the grass. I'm not sure if I did that or not last time, but if I did, I definitely shouldn't have done. Not if we're doing organic farming, should I? Like that's a definite no-no. So we'll have to make sure that we don't do that again. I'll have to empty the fertilizer out of the seed drill and then do it without it. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that just for a second. So let's put this in across here like this. I'll go up as far as I can like that and smash into the fence like that. And then we'll head down to the other end of the field. Actually, I don't want to start from this side. I'll start from this side over here, because if I'm traveling across the field and I'm constantly going over the bit that I've just gone and put slurry on, it's going to make a horrible mess everywhere, and we don't actually want to go and do that. So we'll send it up there, and I'm going to have the hired help engaged and let the hired help do what it wants to do. Now, I got hired help by on everything else, but on this one we won't. What we will do is we will use hired help, but we will go back to the tank and we'll gather it, and then after a while, once we get fed up with doing that, or I get fed up with doing that, I'll switch it over so that the worker is taking the slurry out of the slurry pit, or the slurry container over there, but not buying it. It's only going. The worker is only going to be taking the stuff out of the main storage tank rather than us having to like rush off and get it. I think that's probably going to be a better way of doing it. We'll wait and see. Right, so if I bring this one round and set it going down here, the mowing is just finished, so I'm going to need to go and get that tractor in a second. So let me start that one up. Down through there. There we go. We are now actually doing our slurry spreading for the first time ever down across our fields. Looking fantastic here. And I'm going to let this one empty out. I'll let this one work through and empty out just so that we can see it working, because we haven't actually watched one of these working yet. We've got a lovely, great big pink tanker here. Well, great big, a tanker. Help F has completed their task. Okay, so one of them was the... I didn't actually look in the top left. So one of them was the mower and one of them was the seed drill. I think the seed drill probably finished first, to be fair. And then as soon as this one is done, I'll reload it, and then we'll set the hired help going again. We will go and we will collect the tractor and the mower, and we will bring them back here. So that one's emptied out now. We'll run you out onto the end of the field. Over here, and yes, I did go over land that I have already covered, so I've just gone and got it all over the wheels, but yeah. We want to minimize it a little bit, but obviously it's not going to be perfect. So we got 48,000 litres of slurry in here. We've got no problem whatsoever with covering everything that we've got. That won't be any kind of an issue. We'll bring that in through here, and then I can get this one going. Something that I had as a recent suggestion for the time-lapse series was that instead of me... I don't know how many of you watch the time-lapse series, but at the moment I've got a big system all set up on it for putting digestate out onto... Right, you've got a little tiny bit of grass left to go and do, so let's go and do that. To spread digestate across the entire farm. Like, we use digestate for just about everything. And the suggestion that someone put forward was, rather than me constantly going backwards and forwards to refill, what I should do is set it to the worker automatically takes it out of the container. But obviously, you know, I try to do things realistically in that series. I can't just go and do that, but they said, well, the backstory with that would just be that we're using an umbilical system. And it's a really common thing, and there isn't really a very good umbilical system available in the mods, I don't believe, for playing, for doing anything like that. So it would sort of fit. So I was actually going to do that. And we could use that exact same backstory for this series here. If you really need a backstory for why I'm doing the worker takes it straight out of storage, that's what it is. We're using an umbilical system, and that's sort of piped out to every single field. And I think that would actually work. I think that is a good one. It's a believable one. I like that as a kind of like a backstory for it, so I'm kind of thinking that that would also work for this one. I mean, we don't need to worry about it at the moment. I'm quite happy to go backwards and forwards to the tank just for a little bit while we've got these couple of fields here that we're working on. But eventually, the amount of land that we've got for grass and so on is going to expand, and we're going to need to be doing something a little bit different. Now, I'm going to go... I was just wondering up here. It's the rough patches sort of up that side. How much of that we're going to work on later. Right, I don't want to actually set that one going yet. I want to put it down like this, and then... Nope, it's got to go that way. Put the wheels that way like that, and then pull it forward a bit, and then... Oops. Okay. Don't do that, because that just resets the wheels. Set the tether going instead. That would probably be a better option. And then we can go off round the outside edge of the field, and this is going to toss everything towards the center rather than leaving it out where it is. And sort of come round there like that. Okay, this is working well. So, yeah, I'm not sure quite how far back against the bank over that way I'm going to go with it yet. I'll make that decision in a little while, and it was the other thing that, because I'm on a new recording session now, but it was the trees that I was talking about over on the road over here, how much of the track we get rid of and how much we keep and stuff like that. So, like, along here, thinking this would be about the limit of where we want to go, but maybe I could push it out a little bit further. I know I said that I wasn't going to, you know, we sort of cheated in all of the excess land around the edges and gave ourselves like an extra $1 million to go and buy it. And I wasn't going to terraform like all the hedgerows and everything down in order to be able to give us free extra land, and I'm still standing by that. Right, what we need to do here is just tap V twice, and it goes to move it up. I mean, you can move the wheels around manually if you want to. I just find it's easier to do it like that, because then it sets it exactly back to the middle again, and it is just a little bit easier. I'm not going to go all the way into a full width along this bottom edge, because otherwise we could end up missing a little bit over there in the corner when we come to finish up. So I'd rather not have that. Let's bring you in around there, like that. This end, it doesn't really matter, because we're going up against this rather than alongside it. All we need to do is make sure that we've covered all of the grass up here that is on bits that isn't actually field. You should never really reverse with one of these going. It's not good for it. I mean, you can get away with it, but it's not an ideal thing to go and do. So yeah, I'd like to try and keep the edge of the field fairly straight along there. I don't really want any curves going along on that side. So really, I think that little hut is going to be the deciding factor as to how much we can do up there and how much we need to be changing, like how far up that way we can go, because yeah, well, that's just like the top limit on it, isn't it? So yeah, makes perfect sense. Now I'm going to get down here like this, and then I'm going to spin round this way like that. And then I'm going to set the hired help going from here like this, and I'm just going to leave it. Now, with the hired help, obviously it does stop when it gets to the end of the row. It puts the wheels down, and then it turns round. I don't really like that it does that, but yeah, that's just the way. That's just the way of it. That is just the way. Everything is planted. Everything is in. We've got canola in up. Oh, it's actually mousing over that bit because I mistakenly thought that that was ours as well. It's not, but all the canola is planted. That one needs lime on it, except that it doesn't actually need lime. We can ignore that, and we can ignore the ploughing requirement. So I have previously put lime on a field in order to remove it, but I'm not going to bother with doing that anymore. We're just going to leave that. So we go like this. We need 1 round of fertilizer on these fields here, which we can't go and do. That one's got 1 round of fertilizer on because of the grass, but we're going to be ploughing this out a lot further, and I decided that I was going to get rid of that road. This road here is the one that we will keep, coming around there, so I can get rid of that one there as well, although that one will need to stay. So I want to keep that to be able to get to the vegetable warehouse, and we've got a shed over here anyway, so that needs to stay going up through there, and I guess that could stay there. This here has got to stay, as does this side here. I want both of those, because I want to be able to access that, and I want to be able to access this side quickly as well. But that connecting road there, I could plough that one out. Now, if I'm ploughing that connecting road out, let's fold you up a minute, and we'll take you over, because you're going to be planting grass in this field just over here. So I'll put you over near the edge. Well, then what I'm thinking is, okay, I'll bring you on round here. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to plough up very much for that one. Just that connecting road going across there. And also take those trees out. And it's going to be the same over on this side. So I'm going to want to do like a little bit just here. It's going to be difficult ploughing that up correctly. I'm actually thinking maybe I should leave the road here and only get rid of the road over on this side. Get rid of that road, but leave that road where it is. So only come out to the edge of that one because it's not going to be very often that I would want to use it, but I'm sort of wondering whether it would be a good idea to leave it there. No, we won't. I tell you what we will do is we will leave it where it is for now. I've got the plough waiting over on this side. So I've got all the tractors here lined up, ready and waiting to go and do stuff. I want to be able to get rid of those trees there. I want to take those trees. We're going to have to use this one. 71 litres of slurry left. We've finished doing this field. That's fantastic. That one's all done. It's all fully fertilised. I'll go and put the fertilizer. I'll go and put the spreader back. That one over there will stay where it is. But what I want to do is I want to get the stump grinder and machine back. Now, this tractor is the fastest one, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to drive back to the yard. I'm going to get the stump grinder and the tree chopper. Get all of that hooked onto this one, and then we're going to bring them back. Helper E has completed his task, which means that we have now got all of the hay has been turned, and that is ready for the next stage. It's not quite ready for the next stage, so I'm just going to bring the tractor down over here. See here, we're constantly going through here, and it is actually slightly faster to go up that way, so we're going to leave the road all the way around this field, apart from that cross through there and this cross through here. They'll both stay where they are. I need to bring you back. So this one here, bring you on through, and bring you round like this. I got to start you up again like that, and then I'm going to run up here and just do this last little tiny bit, and then I need to go and get the rake on, which is that little front-mounted rake. Possibly the last time we'll be using that one. Possibly, because, let's face it, with the extra field now, we're going to be wanting something that's going to be able to go a little bit quicker than that one. I mean, I liked getting it just to be able to, like, sample it and see what it was like, see how it functioned and so on. It's been a really good little machine, and I've really liked using it, but I think we're going to need something a little bit more substantial for the rest of what we've got here, so that we can make plenty more hay and do everything else that we need to do. So that one is probably going to be one of the next things that we go and get rid of and upgrade. But for a minute, let me just bring this back, and I'll put the front weight to the side over here, and then I'll get that one on so that I can go and start raking up that field. Swap that over so that I can put the front weight on. There we go. Back you up here, and then hook you on like this. Okay, let's go. We need to make sure that we have got a decent set of rows all the way round. It's actually easier, usually, I've found, to... Yeah, I was just wondering, because it's actually easier to go and pick it, like, do a couple of outside rounds and then go and pick it up manually. But what I think I'm going to do this time is, rather than do that, I'm going to put the hired help going on the actual field, and then I will do the outside rounds afterwards. So I'm going to bring this one over here. I'm going to go right out as far to the edge as I can on the field, so it's picking up more of it. And then I'm going to start down there like that, and then we're just going to go. So the hired help is... It could actually be over a bit further than that, but that's fine. The hired help is going to go and do that, and it's going to go into all of this field, and then afterwards we'll manually go around and we'll tidy up the outside rounds. So while we wait for that, I want this tractor here, and we want to whiz back to the yard. I will take out the trees on both sides of the river here, so that I can sort of do those. I think I possibly said last time round that I was going to leave one of those roads across. At the moment, I'm going to plough up the road that is next to the field that we own. I don't know yet about the other one, but what I will say is that I'll just get rid of the trees next to the other one for now, and then we can make the decision at a later date as to whether or not we do actually go through with it or not. I think that's probably the best way to go about this. Now, right here on this corner, I think I actually need to make the... I think I need to make the edges of the corners of this field here. I think I need to make them like a little bit more rounded, just for getting around these corners. I think we need a little bit more space on those. So we're going to switch over to the ground type. We're going to make that down as small as it'll go, like that. And then it's not that ground type. It's a different ground type. It's definitely not that one. Nope. Need to cycle through. We've got a nice selection of ground types with the author of this map. He's put in all kinds of patterns for us, which is brilliant. So we're going to do that, and then I want to bring that back like that. That's kind of the outside edge that I'm thinking of, something like that. Do the same over here on this side like that. I think that's going to make it look a little bit better, a little bit more natural with it, especially going this way, because this side is where we're going off to the mill with the lorries. So sort of if I bring that in a bit more, we're able to get round that corner a lot more easily. Now I can just patch in a couple little bits there like that, and everything fits. I think that's going to go quite nicely. The only other bit is this one up here, so I want to just quickly go through the soil textures here a second. There is actually one there that I just seen that I want to have another look at. So I'm going to go back. It's this one here. I actually really like the look of this texture here, and I want to use that a little bit more. So it's sort of a cobblestone type thing. I'd like to use that on a few more bits and pieces, so I don't quite know when I'm going to do it. This is the one I'm looking for at the moment, though, and we're going to bring that around like that there. Unfortunately, because of the way the field pattern is, it's got grass underneath it, so it sort of shows the field pattern underneath this. That's why you get kind of the green on the edge, and it looks a little bit odd, but if we go like that, yeah, see, now I've got a little strip here it's gone a little bit strange. So I'm just going to do it like that. And I'm going to bring that in around there. No field corner is ever perfect. So we have to deliberately now make this one look slightly imperfect, so it fits a bit better. I'm not going to do any more there. That's going to have to stay like that. But that will allow us to get around the corner a little bit more easily. I think that's a little bit more of a natural turn, especially when we got trailers and stuff like that. It's just something I realized that has bugged me a few times when I've gone past it. I've thought, you know, it's a little bit too much of a sharp turn on that. So, yeah, it's one of those little tiny things that it bugs you just enough to make you think of it every now and then, but not quite enough to make you actually go and do something about it. So this time, it was the final straw. I've gone past it enough times that I could stand it no longer, and I had to make the change. Right. Go to you and repair you a minute for 596, and I'll repair that front one. What happens if a weight, like, completely uses up all of its, what do you call? Thingamajig. Repair value. Like, if the repair value goes down to completely zero on a front weight, does it actually have any lasting effect in the game at all? Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.